to my programme, where I reveal the winners and the losers, of which there are loads, of my art competition, which I ran for 3 years. So for 155 weeks, I got nothing, not a doodle through the post. And in the last week, I got all of these. These are all the winners and losers. Well, let's face it, the majority of it's actually rubbish. So there's going to be more losers in here than there are winners. But let's talk about art first. Now, art obviously is a primitive. It's a primitive thing. Cavemen used to do it. Birds do it. Bees do it. Even educated fleas do it on people's scalps. So that's why they hand out needlecombs when you're at school. Now that's not art. I knew a friend who bought something like that once. He gave it to his nan. She thought it was a fertility symbol. Now she's got 7 kids. That is also not art. That's just a cable and some tits laid on the floor. These things on here aren't art either. I mean, that's rubbish. I mean, it's not even at the right angles. You know, it's rubbish. Who's writing this stuff? Kids. Drawers out there are like, if you're going to draw me a picture, draw it straight. Papers that way. Not that way. Or that way. That way. Or that way. Portrait, landscape. Understand it. Now let's go through the folio of scribble. Let's put it bluntly, that's what it all is. That I've been sent. Now this, relatively grown up, the person who's drawn this. Let's have a look, see what it says. Margaret, aged 67. Now, Margaret's alright. It's obvious that she's a severe Christian, because that's Jesus. He's got like a thing over his head. Looks like he's smoking something there. Maybe that's a smile, And he's showing what appears to be love to this person here. And they're ginger. That's not possible. Now the van, I'm a bit worried about the van, because if you look at the exhaust, it's bigger than the wheels. I mean, who on earth would have a van that's got no doors to it either? So Margaret, 67, you're a loser. You always have been and you always will be. Now this next one, I can't show you that one, that's way too explicit, but that's from the same woman. Now this is an interesting one, because it's quite bold colours. Obviously the initial idea for this art test was to, what would God, if God could invent something that you told him to invent, what would he invent? Now to say a dock, yeah. They've drawn that in yellow pen. Is that supposed to be a duck? I can't quite make it out. And on the back of it, seem to have drawn a cat. I'll make it wearing a hat. Cats don't wear hats. Cats wear flea collars. Rubbish. This one here, the person who did this is obviously a poet. So the love of poetry is obviously dominant in this person's life. Problem is, they're all the same word. Well, barring the odd one. Slick. He loves the word slick. So, he's a greasy mother. The other word that's in there is nan. What's a slick nan? Strychnine? He should overdose himself on it. Rubbish. Another loser to add to the losers pile. Now this one is done in quite light drawings. They're quite nice, quite simplistic. A pig with 2 legs. A squirrel with his tail that's bigger than its body, so the weight just doesn't work. This one here, another squirrel with a strange hip. A flower, a fish, an egg. What the hell is that? It looks like a bogey with a bit of blood on the end of it. Loser's pile. Now I am an animal lover. I love animals more than everybody else. But I do not expect drawings like that to enter into my house, because that's just plain wrong. They're a loser pile. This one here, that goes into the losers pile. What is that, a cat stereo or something? Now, this one. It would appear that this is an emotional drawing. Boxes 1, 2 and 3. It's almost like you, me and us. You, me and them. What's that going through there? That's a funny way to draw a heart. Hearts don't look like that. Hearts are a meaty lump that pump blood around the body. They don't look like that. And on the back, she's gone wrong. That's going in the loser's pile. More bloody animals. Now this one is taking the mickey because I did say a sheet of A4. I've stuck 2 bits together. That goes in the loser's pile without even looking at it because it's too big. Another one, rubbish. So look at that. One side, trying to draw a picture of Freddie Mercury, I think. Well, that's rubbish. He's dead. You ain't going to do a life drawing. Forget about it. Move on. You're a loser. Oh, a picture of a house with a cloud above it and a tiny bit of blue sky around there. It's not enough of sky. What's that? A greenhouse effect or something? Rubbish. Somebody relatively clever's drawn this because they understand the word pimp. The problem is they put full stops in between that, so that probably stands for something pretty impossible. Marker pens, maybe. Your drawings proved it, mate, because you're going in the loser's pile. Again, double-sided one. Now, I can assure you that a majority of these won't even feature on my website. And which was initially the personal idea that I had. Once I received these, I thought I'd fill my website up with these drawings, and the general public could have a look at these. But these are just plain rubbish. There is no brains inside it at all. Somebody's trying to draw a man with a flower pot body. Okay, now the results of whatever of the outcome of this, as I go through these with you, will be appearing on my website, which is just up here. There it is, it's up there. Okay. On there is also a clip of a very small art film that I made recently. It's called Me and a Mirror. And in fact, we're going to show it to you now. Just in case you haven't got a computer and you're stupid and you're thick, slimy and thin. So, here is Me and a Mirror. Now, I'm sure you were deadly impressed by that piece of footage there. Did it myself.